Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Geeks for Geeks, GATE, Computer Science and Data Science. So just let me know if everything is fine with my stream so that we can start our today's session. Just let me know if I am properly audible and visible in the chat section, or give me a quick thumbs up in the chat section so I'll know everything is fine with my stream. Okay, so in the last session, we have discussed about hierarchical clustering, right? We have seen that how measure of dissimilarity help us to get a cluster, right? We have seen that. So let's just do a quick revision and then we'll move forward to our questions, which we were discussing in the last session. That is single linkage clustering and complete linkage clustering, right? Hierarchical clustering is a method of clustering analysis which seeks to build a hierarchy of clusters, right? And in hierarchical clustering we get a dendrogram, right? What we do, let's suppose we have some data points A, B, C, D, E. If we have 5 data points, we'll form clusters one by one. So let's say if these two has the minimum distance, then I'll form a cluster here, and this is my new cluster, right? And then I'll get a new cluster here which joins these 3 points, and then let's say I'll get one cluster here, and then I'll join these two to get a new cluster. So this is my hierarchical clustering, and this particular clustering is called as agglomerative clustering. Why it is called agglomerative clustering? Basically, I have started with all the single elements and then like move to the top to get a single cluster, right, which contains all the data points. Similarly, uh, we have another type of clustering, right? Can you tell me what is another type of clustering? So one is agglomerative, right? Okay, this we have discussed. One is agglomerative and another one is divisive. In divisive, what we do, we'll start with whole cluster and then divide, right? Then divide within 2 cluster and then divide within, let's say, number of clusters. I'll do that. So that is called as divisive clustering. But the important point we have discussed is measure of dissimilarity. So I told you there are, right? How do I join the how do I join any two clusters? I join using measure of dissimilarity. So first of all, if we have to find out distance between any 2 points, right, any two single points, then I can find out using these distances: Euclidean distance, squared Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, and maximum distance. And as you can see, Euclidean distances we have already used in all the methods. Squared Euclidean distance, I just have taken square of the distances so that I do not have to take a square root, right? Manhattan distance, that is modulus of differences of all the, like, all the coordinates. And maximum distance, if I'll take maximum of x1 y1, maximum comma x2 y2, their modulus, right? So these are the distances I have. So this is only one thing, but we have seen that, okay, if we have 5 points A, B, C, D, E, right? A, B, C, D, E. If I have to find out the distance of A with B, B with C, I can find out using these formulas. But let's suppose I form one cluster. This has 2 points A, B. How do I find out the distance of this point A, B with this point C? Distance of cluster A, B with the point C. And let's suppose I have also connected this D comma E. And then how do I find out distance of A comma B with D comma E? How do I find out this distance? So that's why we have some definitions. We'll see that are different measures of dissimilarity. So in for this, we'll find out distance between two clusters, and there are different methods to find out distance between two clusters. So let's suppose A and B are the clusters, right? A and B are the clusters, and if I'm writing D A comma B, that means I'm finding out distance of cluster A to cluster B. And I also called it as uh, I also called as dissimilarity of A and B, right? Measure of dissimilarity. This dA comma B, and if I'm writing dx comma y, where x belongs to A, x belongs to A and y belongs to B. So these are the distance between 2 points x and y, right? So that is clear. So using that, I'll define measure of dissimilarity between two clusters. So first we have here is this complete linkage clustering. So here I define the distance d comma ab is equals to maximum of dx comma y such that x belongs to A and y belongs to B. So that means what would I do? Let's suppose in A cluster I have some points, in B cluster I have some points. So I'll find out all the distances. Distance of A with DEC, distance of B with DEC, and whatever is the maximum distance, I'll consider that, right? That is called as complete linkage clustering. This we have discussed it, and also we have discussed a question on that. But we called it as complete linkage clustering. So whenever they would ask questions, they would suggest or they would provide that either you have to use complete linkage or you have to use single linkage, which we are going to discuss next. So we have this single linkage clustering. As you can see that this is a single linkage clustering. Instead of maximum, we use minimum, right? Instead of maximum, we are going to use minimum. The only difference is that. So let's solve one question and let's understand that how we are going to approach this problem, right? How we are going to solve this. So we have this question here, right? So you can see that given a data set A, B, C, D, E and the following distance matrix, construct a dendrogram by single linkage clustering using the agglomerative method, right? I have to use single linkage. So that means what I have to do to take distance between two clusters, I have to take minimum distance dx comma y such that x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Previously, in previous video, when I have just done question, I have worked on complete linkage clustering where I have taken the maximum distance. Thanks, Nagin. Okay, so let's do it. So first of all, I have first all the data points. So I have A, B, C, D, E. So all these are single cluster, right? In agglomerative clustering, what I'll do, I'll take the points as single cluster. Now what would I do? Find out the distance between A with B, C, D, E and distance. So that would help me, like you can see that this matrix is given to me and this is a distance matrix. So it gives me distance of A with A is 0, distance of A with B is 9, distance of A with C is 3, distance of A with D is 6, and distance of A with E is 11. Distance of B with A is 9, distance of B with B is 0, distance of B with C is 0. So to combine any two points, what is the first thing I'll check? I'll check minimum distance. So I can see that here, this is a minimum distance 2. You cannot consider 0, right? You cannot connect A with A. That does not make sense. So I can connect C with E. So next cluster I get A, B, C, okay, C comma E, and then another cluster D. Right now I get 4 clusters here. Right, so these are the 4 clusters I have: A, B, then C, E, and then D. 4 clusters. Now next thing I have to work on is find out a distance. So let's say A, B, and then C comma E, and then D. A, B, C comma E, and then D. Right? I have to find out distance between each of them, right? To get to know which has the minimum distance. So next what I'll combine. So distance of A with A is 0. Okay. Distance of A with B is 9. Can anyone tell me using single linkage clustering what is the distance of A with CE? Can anybody tell me? Nagil, I'll complete whole machine learning and I'll see that if I'll have some time left, I'll go for artificial intelligence as well. 3. So Shalini is telling me that distance with A with C is 3. So that means what I have to find out? I have to find out distance of A with C comma E. Right? So what would I do? I'll find out distance of A comma C and distance of A comma E. If I'll see distance of A with C is 3 and distance of A with E is 11. In complete linkage clustering, if you remember, we have taken the maximum distance out of these two. But here I'll the minimum distance. So this distance is 3. So I'll write down here 3. Now distance of A with D is 6. Okay, now distance of B with A is 9. Distance of B with B is 0. Just tell me distance of B with CE. Guys, tell me distance of the point B with CE. Distance of point B with the cluster C comma E. Okay, Shalini is saying that it is 7. So I'll write down distance of B comma C. Distance of B comma C is 7 and distance of B comma E is 10. So I'll take the minimum distance, so that would be 10. And then distance of B comma D is 5, right? And I'll write down this as 9369075, right? Because distance of CE with A is distance of A with C, so I have written 3, right? That's why I have done that. Now distance of C with C is 0. Distance of CE with D, I have to find out distance of D with CE. Distance of D with CE. Distance of D with C is 9 and 8. So I'll get the distance 8. Right? I'll get this distance 8. So I'll write down here 8. And next thing here D comma C is 8 and this would be 0. Now can you tell me that what would be the next cluster? If I'll draw the next cluster, third, distance of next cluster, that is a minimum distance. So here I can see that this is a minimum distance 3. 3 is the minimum distance if I leave 0. Right? So that means A gets combined with C comma E. So I get the new cluster A comma C comma E and I left with the points B comma D. Right? So that means now I have 3 clusters. Right? I have to do the same work again. Let's do that. Guys, just remember, because there is a small difference between single linkage and complete linkage. In complete, you have to take maximum distance. In single, you have to take minimum distance. Right? Within clusters. Right? Now, let's talk about this ACE BDE. So, if I'll take A comma C comma E B D, and here I am taking A comma C comma E and B and D, right? Distance of ACE with AC is 0. Just tell me, guys, distance of ACE with B and distance of ACE with D. Find out both the distances using single linkage. Distance of ACE with B. So to find out distance of ACE with B, A comma C comma E with B, what do I have to do? I have to find out distance of A comma B, distance of C comma B, and distance of E comma B. So distance of A comma B is 9, C comma B is 7, and E comma B is 10. Which is the minimum distance? 7. So that means 7 is the minimum distance. Guys, check that. Are you all getting 7? Right. So this distance would be 7. Now I have to do for same thing for D. So let's do that. D. A comma D, C comma D, E comma D. Distance of A comma D is 6. Distance of C comma D is 9. And distance of E comma D is 8. Whichever is minimum, that is here 6. So this distance is 6. So I'll write down here 6. 0, 7, 6. Distance of B with B is 0. Distance of B with D is 5. Right? And distance of D with B is 5 and this is 0. What is the minimum distance? 5 is a minimum distance. So that means I can combine B with D in the next clustering. In the next clustering, I'll get A comma C comma E and B comma D. Right? These two gets combined. Now the last thing is I'll combine both the things. A, C, E, B, D. Right? This is my final cluster. Right? Now you can easily draw the dendrogram. How are you going to draw a dendrogram? Let me try to draw it here. Okay. Yeah, just check that. Let's suppose, okay, these are the points A, B, C, D, E. We have 5 clusters at the start. Then I have combined C with E. So that means these two clusters get combined. So I'll get a new cluster, that is CE. And then ACE gets combined. So I get these clusters A comma C comma E. This is one cluster I get. Then B comma D gets combined. Okay. Then B comma D gets combined here, this one. I know that you can write down B here to draw proper dendrogram, and then you just combine these two. So let me draw it properly. Okay. Let me draw these properly. Let's draw ACE together, because I know that they are going A, C, E, and this is B, and this is D. So first C and D, E gets combined. So I'll get C comma E, one histogram, and then ACE gets combined. So I'll get here A comma C comma E, another, and then at this point B comma D gets combined, and then at the end I'll get A, B, C, D, E, right? So this is a dendrogram. So now you can see that it is a proper dendrogram you get, right? So what we have discussed complete linkage, we have discussed single linkage, but one of the clustering we are left with, that is, let's see, just let me know if there is any confusion in this. Another clustering we have is average linkage clustering, or somebody we all it is also known as mean linkage clustering or unweighted pair group method with arithmetic mean, right? Basically to find out a distance. So you can see that previously what I was doing, to find out a distance, between two clusters, I am taking minimum distance or maximum distance. So here you can see that what I am doing, I am taking distance within two clusters A and B is equals to 1 upon cardinality of A, cardinality of B. That means number of elements, or I can say that number of data points in one cluster A and number of data points in another cluster B, and summation of all those distances of between A and B. Do you guys get it? What you have to do? Let's solve one question, then it would get more clear to us how we are going to apply average linkage clustering, right? So that means we have discussed three types of clustering: complete, single, but we are left with average linkage clustering. So let's see how we are going to do that. Yeah, this is a question. Given the following distance matrix, construct the dendrogram using agglomerative with single linkage, complete linkage, and average linkage. So we have already solved questions on single linkage and complete linkage. So I'll leave it to you to solve this question based on these two algorithms. I'm going to solve it on average linkage. Okay, so let's start. So again, because it is agglomerative clustering, I'll start with A. So I'm writing it as small points A, B, C, D, E, because I just do not want that. Let's take it as small. D, E, A, B, C, D, E. Because small letters helps me to remember that these are the data points. So that's why I have written it. A, B, C, D, E. So that means I have 5 clusters. Now I can see that first step is find out the minimum distance. I can see here I can see here that the minimum distance is 1. Minimum distance is 1. I'll not consider 0, right? I'm repeating it again. I'll not consider 0. So minimum distance is 1. I'm just removing it. So you would remember that I'm taking small letters, right? A and B gets combined. So I'll get A comma B and C, and you can see that here C with D is also 1. So it's up to me that either I want to join, because at one particular time I can only join 2 points, or I can say that I can only join 2 clusters. I cannot join 2 clusters simultaneously in agglomerative clustering, because we need a dendrogram, so we'll need step by step. So I'll not take C comma D right now, but I'll do it in next step, right? If I'll get the minimum distance. So this is one is the distance. So it's up to me, either I want to join A comma B first, or if I want to join C comma D first. I hope that thing is clear. Now I have to find out, just remember the average clustering formula. A, B, C, D, E. A, B and C, D, E. Distance of A, B with A, B is 0. Now let's find out distance of A, B with C using average linkage. Distance of A, distance of A comma B with C, right? I have to find out that. So to find out that, I'll find out distance of A with C and distance of B with C. So what is the distance of A with B? A with C, that is 2. Distance of B with C, that is also 2. And the formula is 1 by cardinality of A. That means cardinality of first cluster. First cluster has 2 elements. So 1 by 2 into 1 plus summation of these 2 distances. Right? So that would be 2 plus 2. So this would give me the distance 2. 2 plus 2, 4 by 2. That would give me 2. So just tell me if this thing is clear, everybody. Okay, Prasad is saying, Vara Prasad is saying, ma'am, explain once again. So, okay, so let me explain this thing once again. This distance. Just tell me up to this thing, everything is clear or not. So what we are doing, we are just, like you can see that A, B, C, D, E. First, what we do, we'll take single points as a cluster, right? So that I have done, because we are working on agglomerative clustering, right? Agglomerative clustering. Then I go through this distance table, and I have seen that in this table minimum distance is 1, but here I can see that minimum distance A with B and minimum distance C with D is minimum, right? Now question is that whatever or which point, either I want to combine A with B or I want to combine C with D, because I can only combine any 2 clusters or any 2 data points at a particular time. We cannot combine A with B and C with D in one step, right? So because I need a dendrogram in which only one cluster, only 2 clusters combine at a point, or only 2 data points are combined at a point, right? So what I have done, I have taken A with B. Now, next thing is, because we are working on average linkage, we are finding out the distance of, like, because now I got the clusters as A, B, C, D, E. I got 4 clusters. So now I need to find out the distance of AB with C, distance of AB. Like, I need the whole distance table. So I'll find out distance of AB with C. So I'm telling you once again that how to find out distance of AB with C. So let's find out distance of AB, A comma B with C, right? So I already told you, for that you have to find out distance of A comma C and distance of B comma C. If I'll see in the table, distance of A comma C is 2, distance of B comma C is 2, right? Now, what is the formula? Sum of all the distances between the cluster A and cluster B. That means sum of these 2 distances upon cardinality of number of elements in cluster 1 up into number of elements in cluster 2, right? That I have to do. So you can see that it has 2 elements, 1 by 2 into this has 1 element, 1, and that sum distance would be 2 plus 2, 4. So that would give me 2. So distance of AB with C is 2. Now you guys tell me, what is the distance of AB with D? Tell me, guys, what is the distance of AB with D? Just tell me, Vara Prasad. Do you get it? Okay, you get it. Got your comment. Now, next thing is, you have to find out distance of AB with D using average linkage. So find out that distance of AB with D. So let's say I'll change it here. Try to find it by yourself. Distance of AB with D. So for that, I'll find out distance of A with D, distance of B with D. Distance of A with D is 2 and distance of B with D is 4. Again, number of elements in first cluster is 2, number of elements in second cluster is 1, right? And sum of both the distances. So 2 plus 4, that is 6. So that would give me the distance 3. So this distance would be 3, right? Now next find out distance of AB with E. Guys, tell me what is the distance of AB with E? Right, Shalini, that is 3. Now tell me the distance of AB with E. Okay. Yeah, right, Shalini. So if I'll see this, I have to find out distance of AB with E. So distance of AE is 3, distance of B is 3. And the distance formula is 1 upon 2 into 1 because number of elements in one cluster is 2, another is 1, and into, sorry, and this sum of all the distances 3 plus 3. So 6 by 2, that would give me 3 as my distance. So this distance would be 3. Now this distance formula 2, 3, 3. C with C is 0, C with D is 1, C with E is 5. And then 1, 5. D with D is 0 and D with E is 3. D with D is 0 and D with E is, sorry, E with, E with D is 3 and that is 0. So this is the distance I get. So now you can see that we have the minimum distance, that is 1. So now you would say that, ma'am, in the first step we are also getting that as a minimum distance, but you stop us to combine that because I stop you guys to combine that because we are working on average clustering, right? So there, because we are dividing it by something, so there might be a possibility that you get something in decimal, right? You would get something in decimal, right? You, there might be a possibility that you get some distance as 0 0.5, 0 0.6, so then that would be less than 1. So that's why I told you that do your work in the next step, right? Or combine the cluster in the next step, either by yourself. This is a, like, this is we get that C and D is going to combine, but that is not in general, right? In general it does not happen that every time this gets combined because we are working on average clustering. Right now what would I do? I'll combine A comma B with C comma D and then I'll have E. Right now, last step, last distance matrix I have to form to get a, okay, so let's form the table. So what would I do? I'll find, because now I have 3 clusters, AB, AB, CD and E. We have 3 clusters. Let's remove AB with CD and then E. So distance of AB with AB is 0. Just find out distance of, I have to find out distance of AB with CD using single linkage cluster, sorry, using average linkage clustering. So guys, just try this one to find out the distance using average linkage, distance of AB with CD. Guys, try to find out this distance and let me know in the chat section. And guys, moving forward, like, before moving forward, please like the session so that it can reach to more students and we can help more and more students as well. So here, distance of AB and CD, you have to find out distance between these two clusters. Just try to find out that. So here you have to find out distance of A comma C, A with the C and A with the, right? And then distance of B comma D and distance of distance of B comma C and distance of B comma D, right? You have to find out these distances. Distance of A comma C is 2. Distance of A comma D is also 2. Distance of B comma C is 2 and distance of B comma D is 4, right? You got these. Now, if I write down the formula, number of elements in the first cluster, that is 2, into number of elements in the second cluster, that is 2. I'll take sum of all the distances. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. That would give me what it would become, 10 by 4, that is 5 by 2. That would give you the distance 2.5. Right, Shalini. 2.5 is the correct answer. Right, 5 by 2. 2.5. Distance of AB with E, which that I already found out. Distance of AB with E is 3. So we got this as 2.5 and 3. This is 0. Distance of CD with E. Guys, tell me distance of C comma D with E. I need only one distance to complete this question. Distance of C comma D with E. So for that, I have to find out distance of E comma C and distance of E comma D. Distance of, okay. So Varaprasad told me that it's 2. Shalini is telling me it's 4. Guys, tell me what is correct answer for this distance. Let me solve it. Distance of E comma C, that is 5. Distance of E comma D, that is 3. And here 1 into 2, 5 plus 3. That is 8 by 2. So this distance is 4. Okay. Varaprasad, do you get it that why it is 4? So this distance is 4. Okay. So now if I see the minimum distance, this is a minimum distance. So that means which gets combined? AB gets combined with CD. CD, and the last point we are left with is E. Now, next thing is I just have to find out my final, like I'll combine all the points to form one cluster, all the clusters at the last, A, B, C, D, comma E. Right? So we get this as my final cluster. Now you can all draw dendrogram for this. Let's draw the dendrogram. So what would I do? I'll start with all the points at the bottom, A, B, C, D, E. Now, here you can see that AB gets combined first, A comma B, and then C comma D gets combined. C comma D gets combined. You can combine both at the same time as well, like in this figure, because you know by working on it that we got distance 1. But at this point, you cannot combine at the same time. Now you would combine AB with CD. Here I have A, B, C, D, and then the final combination, that is A, B, C, D, E. So this is my final dendrogram. I hope everyone gets it, that how to form this dendrogram. Let me know, guys, if there is any confusion in this. So I hope you guys would able to do this question by single linkage and complete linkage. If there will be any confusion, we'll discuss that in the next session. Just tell me, guys, if there is any question in this. So in hierarchical clustering, these are the questions, like they can give you some steps to solve. They can ask you for, like, they can give you this whole endogram and they would leave this space or leave this space, right, to get to know that whatever like values would be here that they can provide in the option. Or also they can give, they, if they would not give you the this distance matrix, if they would give you a is equals to 1 comma 1, b is equals to 2 comma 2, if they have given these points, then you can find out the distance either by Euclidean distance or any distance they have given in the question, right? So there might be a possibility that instead of giving the distance matrix, they would provide you the data points. Then you have to find out distance by yourself, right? So don't say that, ma'am, you haven't told us that how to find out the distance, because you already know how to find out the distance between any 2 points. I hope that thing is clear. Let me know if there is any another question. Let me know, guys, if there is any question in, at all in this. So in the next session we are going to discuss about neural network. So guys, like, if you remember, we have, like, first we'll complete all the topics of machine learning, and then later on we'll discuss some of the questions based on the algorithm which we have already discussed. Like, I have made some questions by myself and I have collected from the other places as well, so that we can practice, right? So we'll do that as well, but first let's complete all the algorithms. So we have completed all the algorithms. I hope, if I hope that nothing is left. If there is anything left, you can just let me know in the chat section, because from the next session we are going to discuss about neural network. And if anything is left with any of the algorithm, I'll look for myself by myself as well, right? So, and you guys also help me to know that if anything is left, just let me know in the chat section. I'll be there to, like, with you to discuss that topic. Okay, so yeah, that's all from my side, guys. Thank you for joining. Is there any question from anyone's side? Let me know, guys, if there is any question. Okay. Okay. Does no, like, it has algorithm that BFA, BFS, DFS, those, like, it has search questions, search algorithms. Shalini is asking if there any problem in divisive. Like, if I'll talk about divisive algorithm, what you have to do, because you A, B, C, D, E. Let's suppose you have 5 points, right? You can see that this divisive algorithm can be little bit complicated to solve by hands, because what you have to do, you have considered this as one cluster A, B, C, D, right? So if you have considered this as one cluster, so what you can do, let's suppose you have left the point A and B, C, D, E. This is the second one, right? So you have to find out the distances accordingly, A with B, C, D, E. And then you have to do what you have to do, A, C, D, E. And you have to find out a distance with B, right? This is a problem. And A, B, D, E, and this is one cluster and this is one cluster, so you have to find out this distance. And then A, B, and C, E, and then D. This is another, like, this can happen, right? And you have to find out this distance A, B, and let's say C, D, and then you have E, right? This is one combination possible. So you have to find out all these 5 distances. But again, what is a possibility? This is a possibility, A, B, C, D, E, right? A, C, B, D, E. So there are so many possibilities for divisive algorithm. So it would not be easy for us to solve the questions by hand, right? Divisive algorithm. So you can see that there is any combination possible in the second step, A with B, C, D. So you have to find out this distance, you have to find out this distance, you have to find out, you have to find out. So you have to find out all those distance, and you do not know how you are going to decide that whichever like which, like you would decide that which has the a maximum distance that you would consider it as to break that into two clusters, right? But that would be very difficult for us, so that's why we do not work on divisive algorithm. I'll continue the classes. Like there might be a possibility that on Thursday I'll not be able to take it, but from next week onwards, from Tuesday, I'll continue the classes, Tuesday and Thursday. Right? In this week, I'll not be able to take the classes, but from the next week onwards, Tuesday and Thursday, I'll take the classes. Okay, is there any another question, guys? Okay, so yeah, that's all from my side, guys. Thank you.